Bob Hodges and Ron Finn will handle the line. Kerry Fraser is the referee for this evening's game.
Mike Middleton centering right in front. Peterson scores. The Bruins break out. Milbury along with Peterson 2-on-1. There's the pass. Peterson in front. Backhand shot. They score. Short-handed goal. Peterson gets the second of the night, and it's 2-0 Bruins. Now Clark tries to put it in front. Cleared back to Erickson for Philadelphia at the point. His pass hits Ron Sutter. Right corner. Erickson in front from Clark. Shot. Score. Thomas Erickson.
Set up Thomas Erickson. He makes a dandy of a move to the forehand to go around the rookie Brian Kern and beat Pete Peters on the ice to the short side. Now we have a fight. Glenn Cochran and Krushelnitsky are going at it, or pardon me, Dave Brown. Before the face-off even started, both of them dropped their gloves and went at each other. Now you've got a couple of big players going at each other, and they threw a couple of real haymakers. So the Flyers scoring a goal, and Brown and Krushelnitsky picking up fights, or maybe Kluzak, Gordy Kluzak will be taking time out for this message.
Remember they went at it last year at Boston Garden, Kluzak and Dave Brown.
I remember that.
All right, Flyers who fell behind 2-0 get a goal at 4:09 and an uncharacteristically wide open early start.
Boy,
now we got Cochran.
Cochran going with another guy.
That's Mike Gillis.
That's who it is, Mike Gillis. This is all happening away from the play, Gene, and I'm not so sure what is starting all this. These two teams, pardon me, Randy Hillier, that's who it is. These two teams have gone at each other over the years, and they usually do it in the form of a hard body check, hard playing, and close checking. And now we've had a couple of fights break out. Randy Hillier, the Bruins, Glenn Cochran of the Philadelphia Flyers. They're still having a few words with each other. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you. We've always talked about the rivalry with these two clubs. Cochran and Hillier. Cochran landed a couple of good rights. Hillier seemed to land a lot more body punches, but Cochran must have hurt his hands because he was hitting an awful lot on the helmet of Randy Hillier. So we've had our second consecutive fight, and it comes at 4:36. So Cochran will pick up 5 for fighting for the Flyers. And Randy Hillier of the Boston Bruins will also pick up a major for fighting.
Well, they are not faint hearts out there, Bobby. And Barry Peterson, who has both goals, is out along with Bork. And we've got Middleton as well. And now we've got Peterson and Clark. Boy, are they testy. Now Allison comes in. He's pushed. We may have a major war, Bobby.
Well, yeah, two pretty good hockey players out there, Clark and Peterson. Now Stanley, oh, here we go now. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It's just something, and it's one to another. John Blum of the Bruins and Darryl Stanley of the Flyers now. I'm sure these two players have met each other when they were in the American Hockey League. Blum was acquired by the Boston Bruins just a while back for Larry Milnick from the Edmonton Oilers. And due to the injury to all their defense, then Blum has been called up.
With play stopped, these could be misconducts as well. And away at center ice. Rich Sutter along with Howe, 2-on-1. Rich is in, shot, hit the post, rebound, score!
Brian Propp really came up high on Tom Fergus, and you have to, because Fergus is about 6'2". 10:08 will be the time, elbowing the call. They like to put Kluzak in front of that goaltender. He's huge. You could just see where he was being checked by Brad McCrimmon. In retaliation, wheeled around and gave him an elbow.
Poole and Steele, he's along the near side, wrapped up by O'Connell. Back to McCrimmon at the point. Shot in front, and it just rolled past Hackborn on the deflection as he was by himself. Then they try to find Erickson. It's Poole in front. He scores! And they break at center ice with Krushelnyski at the flyer line. They try to kick it in. Philadelphia kicks it out, and there goes Kerr. But it can't find Krushelnyski, and out breaks the Flyers and into center ice. Hackborn with Cochran 2-on-1. Lenny's in. Here's Cochran. Goal!
I was just going to say, we have 4-2 here, Gene, but we have a 1-0 lead for Montreal over Edmonton and a 1-1 game with Toronto and Hartford.
Randy Hillier out along with Gordy Kluzak. And we get the puck up into center ice.
Oh, here we
another
go.
Fight. O'Reilly and Cochran. Oh, Nill comes in, and we got a war now. We knew it had to come. Nill's going to be third man in, I'm sure, but we're going to have a lot of penalties now. And it is, Bobby, a two-sheeter, and that's our denotion of 2 score sheets to cover all the penalties.
O'Reilly and Cochran started off, and then Jim Nill really got in there quickly. They're trying to sort things out now, but you have 2 guys on top of Cochran from the Bruins. The Flyers are in there. Randy Hillier now is trying to do things to Lenny Hackborn. There's quite an offset of size there.
The Bruins on the bench have to be very careful not to get directly involved lest they receive game misconduct.
Now there's 2 guys on Brad Marsh. The first 2 guys who started all, Cochran and O'Reilly, have finally been allowed to get up underneath the pile. We still have a couple of guys over right along the bench at the Bruins side. On Marsh, that's Hillier and Krushelnyski. Lenny Hackborn trying to hold off one of them, but it's a real mismatch in size. Terry O'Reilly's cut across the forehead. I think he got cut when it first started. There's the first shot right there by Glenn Cochran with the right hand.
Remember, I've suggested that each referee keep a small dictograph in his shirt pocket, and when something like this comes up, all he has to do is push record and then just record visually what he sees and does not have to go through all that. Now we have a little imbroglio behind the Bruin bench with some fans getting involved.
Somebody, I don't know if he threw something at Jerry Cheevers or what, but Jerry Cheevers is really angry. He's up on the glass. There's some fan behind there. Might have said something or might have thrown something at him, but he's really upset over it. And the guards here at the Spectrum are very quickly in to make sure nothing happens.
You know, Bob, I would like to say this to all fans, Philadelphia fans, sports fans everywhere. Root and cheer and have a great time, but don't get involved with the players. Is that the easiest way to say it, my good friend?
Yeah, you can. Don't touch them. That's the thing.
Or debris thrown. That's got to be embarrassing to any professional in this place of business to have that happen to you. And you know Jerry Cheevers, and if he's upset, I think he probably has legitimate cause. Buck around behind the Philadelphia attack net to the near side. Bork fails to come out. Ron Sutter digging with Brother Rich, sandwiching in one of the fine defensemen in the NHL, Ray Bork. We get a stoppage of play, and now we get another confrontation. Rick Sutter being stared at eye to eye by Dave Donnelly. Here comes Philadelphia. Poland down the right side, 2-on-1 with Trop. He's in. He scores! Baby, Poland is just on fire. Top of the offensive left circle for Philadelphia. Fergus against Ron Sutter, who's out with Brown and Gay now. Oh, we got another fight.
Oh,
Brown and Curran.
That's true. These 2 might have gone in the minor leagues, but boy, I'll tell you, Kern played in Hershey and was called up due to the injuries to a lot of the Bruin defense. And Brown played in Springfield, and they just stopped and went at it toe-to-toe. Now, we're not talking about guys that are 5'9", 5'10". You're talking guys, Brown 6'4", 6'5", Kern 6'3". You got the super heavyweights out there going at it.
No subterfuge. They go right at it with 4:17 gone second period at the Spectrum. Flyers 5 and the Bruins 2. Trying to clear near side. Back to the point. Mike Gillis is the point man. Almost loses it. Has it deflected by Poulin doing great swarming. Then it's played. There's Bork. Right circle. Score! And it hit something on the way in.
And has narrowed the gap by 2, but he really got an awful lot behind it. Bobby froze a little bit too late getting those pads together.
Puck in the zone at the side of the net. Philadelphia's Mike Erickson couldn't find the handle, and then Brad Marsh knocks down Terry O'Reilly on the puck, and O'Reilly takes the breather as if on Revere Beach, shows the signs of some battle. And they do to Brown at center ice. First thing, that's happened 2 or 3 times in the last 3 games, as Brown buries Dave Curran on the near side with a check. Kerr over the line, works to the near side, tries to go in front. He does, and just hooked off at the last second. Shot, right on, rebound, score by Kerr. Number 48. We have O'Reilly out there with Krushelnyski, and all of a sudden, on the cam encounter with Darryl Stanley, Dave Brown. Oh, O'Reilly went right after Cochran on the blind side. That started, and now we got Brown and Curran, and we think we're going to have an all-out war as they're getting the dessert for what apparently is a Flyer victory. But as they were standing alongside, O'Reilly just wasted no time and drilled Glenn Cochran twice. And now we got Brown getting up with Curran again. Everybody else is paired off. Krushelnyski with Hackborn. Hillier with McCrimmon. McTavish is there. Brown gets up again. And this time he's got Curran's helmet off. And now he's going to start to bury him a little bit. Big, strong Dave Brown out of Saskatoon. And on the near side, O'Reilly and Cochran are wrapped up well by the linesman Bob Hodges. Our side, it's Finn with the referee Kerry Fraser. Dave Brown trying to get that jersey over the head of Curran and then bang away. And thus far, Kerry Fraser has been reluctant to get in, and Ron Finn can't handle it by himself. The other linesman, Bob Hodges, is Terry O'Reilly down in an embrace with Glenn Cochran on the ice, probably saying, isn't it cool down here after all the turmoil? Dave Brown again gets free, and quickly Krushelnyski wanted to go after Brown, who appeared to have a big advantage on Curran, and they're going to be gone for the night. As Brown saying to Curran, saying, you didn't hurt me. What are you yelling about? So I'm all right. Disregard the claret. I'm all right. The 2 initial combatants are down on the ice, O'Reilly and Cochran. Cochran, of course, got to O'Reilly at the 16-13 mark of the first period. Each got 7 minutes. Let's hear what they're calling down there now.
Cochran gets a game misconduct. What? Third major. Okay. Third major? Cochran, yes.
Okay, I've got O'Reilly. You got Cochran, major game misconduct.
Right, okay.
Okay, you've got O'Reilly.
Yeah. 5 minutes fighting. 5 minutes fighting. Yeah, he's sort of tough.
Double major. Double major.
5 fighting. All right, then. 5 fighting, 5 fighting.
I think if I've heard that correctly, Mr. Tollefson and Mr. Taylor, the Flyers just got some bad news at the end of this game. For my record show, that would be if we heard Glenn Cochran receiving a game misconduct for his 3rd major, that would give him 3 misconducts, game misconducts for the year, and mean a suspension. And that would mean the game on Saturday afternoon against the New York Rangers, if my numbers are right in my book. Final score from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. The Flyers 6 and the Boston Bruins 3.